do I know what is true? Now, when I've been asked this question, often what I find people are asking is really this. If there is such a thing as truth, Nathan, how do I know it? What I'd like to do here is just give you 3 terms to work with. And effectively, these are 3 tests as to how we can ascertain what the truth really is. Here are the terms: correspondence theory, coherence theory, and then explanatory power. Let me explain these terms from top to bottom. Correspondence theory asks the question, look, what you believe, what you have placed your trust in, does it correspond to reality? Does it have factual evidence to back it up? So think about it like this. If I were to say to you, look, last night Manchester United won the football game. Well, that statement is true if and only if Manchester United actually won the football game. Correspondence theory. What I believe must correspond to factual evidence. Then we move on to coherence theory. Coherence theory asks the question, look, what you believe, again, what you've placed your trust in, does it cohere? Is there a high degree of internal consistency? Let me explain this a bit further. Say you and I are at a dinner party, and over a cup of coffee, we're talking, and you say, Nathan, hey, look, I just found out you have a son, and he's around 2 years old. Is that right? And I say to you with much enthusiasm, yes, we do have a son, and we are so pleased with him. We love our son. Then one of our friends walks into the room and pops into the conversation, and he says, hey, Nathan, I just heard that you have a son. I didn't know that. He's around 2 years old. Is that right? And I say, no, that isn't actually. We don't have a son. Now, for the first person in this conversation, you're going to be looking at me and saying, hold on, which is it? It can't be both. Why? Because there's a contradiction there. There isn't coherence. In order for something to be true, it must pass the correspondence theory, but also the coherence theory. Then we move on to explanatory power. Explanatory power simply asks the question, does what I believe, again, what I've placed my trust in, does it help me make sense of my observations of the world, but also my longing and desires that I have? The observations that I have of the world, that the world is not the way that it ought to be. There's something wrong. There are many things wrong with the world. But then also my longings, my longing for significance, to matter, but also my observation that deep down, yes, I am capable of doing great things, but also I'm deeply flawed. The question is, what faith, what system of belief, what worldview best explains these observations and these longings? When we look to the Christian faith and then look to these 3 tests of truth, correspondence theory, coherence theory, and explanatory power, the Christian faith is just simply amazing in that it just passes these 3 tests with flying colors.